Finding least common multiples, it means that we need to find multiples of numbers. And we're going to find in that list common multiples. And this is, you can do this with any number. All numbers will have common multiples eventually. Okay? It just depends on how far we need to go to find a common multiple. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to actually list multiples of the number, and then we'll see when we find common multiples, and then hopefully they're the lowest. If not, then we just went too far in our list.
1 is 1.
But it's important, again, to remember that this skill is very, very crucial with what we're going to be doing tomorrow, adding and subtracting fractions, okay? Because so far with division of fractions and multiplication of fractions, we do not need common denominators, but when we add and subtract them, we do. So let's take a look. So 3 and 7, we just need a common multiple. So I'm going to list multiples of 3, like 6 would be the next one. 3, then 6, then 9, then 12, then 15. I'm just adding 3 as I go down the list here, okay? 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30. Okay, so I have the first 10 multiples of 3. All right. Now I'm going to list multiples of 7, and it's possible we may get that far and then find we need to go even further. But some of you guys saw that there's a multiple of 7 in that list, right? In this case, I got 7, 14, 21. There it is. And that's the least common multiple. So as it turns out, that is our answer. 21. So let's look at multiples of 4 first. I got 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. Yeah, so you notice 20 is in there, which is automatically a multiple of 10. So 10 and then 20. There it is. The 20s are common multiples, and to me it looks like that is the least, so 20 would be our final answer here. If we continue this list, we may have found, like with that last one, 4 times 10 is 40, which is an automatic common multiple, but this one specifically wants the least common multiple. So, yeah, be very careful with that stuff. All right, number 3, 12 and 16. These ones aren't as common with multiplication tables, but we can still do it. 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 12 is 36, plus 12 is 48, plus 12, I got 60, yeah, plus another 12, 72. Let's see if we can find something that's common there with the 16. If not, then we'll just continue on. Okay. So 16 plus 16 is 32. Plus another 16 is 48. Bam, nailed it. So the 48 is common between the two, and it's the least. So our least common multiple is 48.
20, 30, 60.
All right, number 6, let's find some common multiples of this. So I'm going to add 15 to get 30. Another 15 gives me 45. Another 15 is 60. Another 15, 75. Another 15 is 90. Let's see if that's good enough. All right. So 18, 36, 40, 54. I think I'm doing that right in my head. Another 4, 2, 72. Another 18, bam, 90. There it is. We went just exactly far enough. 90 is our common multiple.
Let's go with 8.
All right, so 8, we're looking at a common multiple for 3 numbers now instead of 2. So let's look at multiples of 12. We've already done these ones, right? 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108. Let's see if that's good enough. 16 to 32. Where am I at? 48. Another 64. 80.
Oh,
Yeah. Another 16, 96. So I see 96s. Let's see if we can get 18 to be 96. Because I forgot what the list was. 36, 54, 72. Oh, 90. That's not going to work, right? The 96 stuff. So it looks like the 96 will not work, and we must continue. So let's continue with the 18s first, since that's where we're at. 108. Well, there's a 108 with the 12, but the 16 won't make it there, because another 16 rather would put us at 112. Well, this one's going to be a little extended then. Let's keep going. I think 144 may do it. Let's check. Another 16. There's a 128. Another 16. There's 144. And 108. 120. 132. Bam, 144. There it is. This one was a little bit longer, but 144 is common for all three of these. So that leads us to these fractions where we need to find common denominators for these. Now, notice it didn't say the least common denominator, but I assume on the homework that's what it wants. Okay. So it's the same idea with these. We need to focus first on the denominators themselves, right? 7. Oh, it just wants the denominators. It doesn't want us to change the fraction yet anyways. It will on 11 though. So I'm looking at 7 and 14. Well, the lowest common multiple there is 14. So it looks like the common denominator for these fractions would be 14. So let's look at this one. 112 and 36. So let's see if 36 will take us to 112 on that. Let's see, we got 60, 72, plus another 36. Oh, 108. It's a little off, those jerks. So the next one would be 224. So let's keep going on the 36 stuff. 144. Yeah. Then another 36. 180, and then another 36, 216, which is a little off as well. Dang it. That's okay. We'll keep going. So, 236. Yeah, I got to carry the 1. So here's what I got. With that list of 112s, I go down to 1008. And I can see if I take the 252, which is a multiple of 36, and multiply that by 4, I'll get the 1008. That took some intellect on my part. But if we continue this list, we're going to go nuts. Right? Because the 504 as well, we could take that and multiply it by 2 and we'd get 1008. Which means the 504 put us halfway to the common multiple on that. Which we don't want it to go that far. So that's as far as we'll go on that. The common multiple, 1008. Or that 1008 would be the common denominator on this.
So are we always using
Write an equivalent fraction for each of these sets of fractions using the lowest common denominator. So if we look at again, we're looking at 4 and 8, the bottom numbers here, and we need a common multiple for each.
16.
Specifically the lowest, which, as it turns out, would be 8.
Oh, I knew that.
So-
I was gonna say that.
No, that's okay. So we got 5/8. That stays because it has the 8 already. But the 4, see how this was 4 times 2? Gave us the 8. That means I'd have to multiply this 4 by 2 to get the 8. But in order for the fraction to be equivalent, I'd have to multiply the numerator as well. So that'd be 6/8. Now I'm comparing the same size pieces. So really that's all we're doing is we're taking something and cutting it up until the pieces are the same size. So this would be the answer that they wanted on that. Write an equivalent fraction for each of these sets of fractions. Yep, that's it. Alright, let's do that then. We got 18 and 16.
144.
Is that what it was? 144?
Yeah.
For 16, 12, and 18. But you still have your list written up?
Alright, so we can see from that list on number 8 that 144 is the common multiple, but it's more about what do we multiply these by to get the 144. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times the 16. So I'm going to have to multiply the 16 by 9, but also the 3 by 9, which gives me 27 1/44. And then the 18, that was multiplied by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I had to multiply that by 8. So I also need to multiply the 11 by 8, giving me 88 1/44. Now I have these two fractions with the same denominator. Alright, 72 and 60. Let's look at 72 and 60. 144. Another 72, 6, 1, 2, 16. And we'll continue this pattern. We know that this number has to end with a 0 though. Okay, so we got to get at least that far. And then we'll see how it compares with the 60. So 60 would be 120, 180, 240, 300, 360. So there's our common multiple on that. That one turned out a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So the 72, what do we multiply that by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got to multiply the 5 by 5 as well, giving us 25 3/60. And the 60, what do we multiply that by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 7 by 6 as well. 42 3/60. There it is.